Now, for more perspective on the conflict in Libya, Trevor Maisiri, senior researcher at the African Reform Institute, joins us by phone from Harare, Zimbabwe. We welcome you to In Focus, Mr. Maisiri.
Thank you so much.
What is your assessment of the current situation unfolding in Libya, specifically this no-fly zone, which obviously has seen a lot of missiles being launched in the country? What is the African position on this? Is this being seen as the most appropriate stance right now?
Yeah, I think what we need to look at is the no-fly diplomacy lacking a lot of clarity. If we analyze the United Nations Resolution 1973, it basically says in an open stated manner that everything should be done in order to protect the civilians. However, what lacks clarity is what kind of manner and how should this no-fly zone be instituted. So as much as there was expectation of there just being a monitoring mechanism to ensure that the no-fly zone has been obliged to, we have seen that beyond that there has now been these attacks, which seem not to have been well prepared and received by the African populace, especially the African Union. So it was definitely the non-clarity of the no-fly zone resolution under 1973 as passed by the United Nations.
Now, Mr. Maisiri, of course, of that UN Security Council that passed this no-fly zone, 3 members of the non-permanent Security Council are Africans: Gabon, Nigeria, and South Africa. So the fact that they endorsed this no-fly zone, meanwhile we are hearing the African Union itself saying that the bombings should stop. How should we assess the situation, or what should we read into what is really going on?
Right, I think we should just read it beyond just the 3 members of the Security Council, that is namely South Africa, Nigeria, and Gabon, and the African Union. We must see it beyond just the African context. Let's also look at the Arab League's position. After having supported the no-fly zone status, they have now come out and said, but no, we did not expect any bombing to take place thereafter. So what seems to have happened is that when these members voted for a no-fly zone over Libya, they were not clear in terms of how it should be implemented and what it would lead to further to that.
Mr. Maisiri,
for example,
I'm sorry, I want to just interject quickly. What is your take on the fact that some African leaders are calling this an invasion by Western forces, that oil is the interest, not Gaddafi or the people of Libya? Very briefly.
Yeah, I think it's basically is not an invasion as such, but it is an implementation of a United Nations resolution. If these countries had come in without a UN-backed resolution, then it would have been an invasion. But there's the UN involved, and the UN has passed the resolution to support that.
Well, we have run out of time, but we really appreciate you taking your time, Mr. Trevor Maisiri, to give us your thoughts on this. And that is Trevor Maisiri, senior researcher of the African Reform Institute in Harare, Zimbabwe.